All right, here we are doing a little remodel job here in Central Phoenix. We're adding some drip line to their already existing landscape. We're putting in a water spigot and giving them a little western hedge over here to block kind of the school side of things and to kind of make it a little more quiet because every morning there's so much action going on at the school to a nice dense hedge, kind of like he has on the east side, but doing it on the west side now with we're going to be doing them with the yellow Tacoma stands, the yellow bells, famously known as, can make some really nice hedges. Can even almost be small tree-like when you get them going long enough, but can grow up to over 10 feet once they're fully mature. Prime time yellow bloomage, multiple times of the year. I believe spring and fall is when they're going in. When they're popping. So really nice plant selection there. Natives actually to the Sonoran Desert. At least this is a one that they've created based off of the native. Just running that drip line. I just wanted to show you when we're running drip line, what we want to really be looking at is putting in this half-inch swing pipe. Everybody should be doing this. This is the difference. You can see the thickness of that pipe, twice as thick at least on the interior diameter. So the exterior diameter is the same as the old stuff. It uses all the same fittings as the traditional thin-walled drip line, but this is the thicker stuff. Can handle up to 80 psi. You can technically run sprinklers off these. Unlike the old ones, I mean, I've literally fed my family replacing old thin-walled drip line. So they didn't make this stuff back in the day. It's only been really the last 5 years that they make this. So it's one that's it's vital. If you're going to be putting drip line in, put this stuff in. You can still use it the same way as the old stuff. Punch your holes in anywhere along the way. It takes a little more elbow grease to kind of get it in there, but otherwise it virtually works exactly the same. It's just as flexible. It's a little thicker, but once I pull it out of the packaging here, it's nice and flexible. Yeah, we're gonna be putting in a water spigot up here. One of the things for anyone who's really into their garden, it's so nice to have hose bibs all over the place. So we're gonna be putting this hose bib up here by their front porch. And especially older homes that, back in the day, they did not do a lot of outdoor hose bibs. So in getting these hose bibs around the yard is, it's a game changer for anyone who spends a lot of time in their yards. So we can always help you out with that. And yeah, man, these are the kind of things I think that we can help people out the most with is getting you the right infrastructure for your yard, making sure that you're plumbed with the best material and the best strategies. And if I'm already digging trenches for drip lines, what else do you want? Where else would you like water? Where you can just throw another PVC a little deeper, dig your trenches a little deeper and really map it out. So whenever you're digging trenches, really think even electric, any sort of small electric, water, and if I'm digging trenches, really start before you rebury it, be thinking what else you can be putting in there. So, and that worked out really well in this project for the water spigot. And we like to use copper above ground. So, PVC above ground, you're going to get yourself probably 5 to 7 years before it just totally deteriorates and breaks. And the one issue with that is you never know when it's going to break. So it could be in the middle of the night that your sunburnt PVC gives up the ghost and pops and get to the pressure, and you wake up and you got a massive flood where copper is not going to do that as much. Copper can just hold up to the elements. I mean, if you're going to use metal, use it in the right places, and if you're going to use any material, use the best stuff that'll hold up to the sun. And plastic above ground is something we try to avoid at all costs.
So how do you get this from the initial water source to?
Yeah, so the original water source is tapped in from the backflow over there, which is PVC. PVC we can cut into and tee into it. Extend underground with 3/4 inch Schedule 40 PVC, putting it underground. And then as soon as we come above ground for the water spigot in front, that's when we convert to copper. So you can see the copper from the backflow then goes into the PVC source. Now, this is the old system. It's kind of done a little high. Like I would prefer to put that lower. And in fact, we still might do that. But we're going to be adding one other valve in there, plus adding the source line. So teeing in from here, here's the water coming up from the street. This comes up from the street. This one goes into the house. Okay, so that's where they're getting their house. And then this one breaks off to the right and this into the backflow preventer and going through here, down, and then over. And that way your irrigation system is isolated. Now this is to code. You should have a backflow system on your irrigation system. The reason being that potentially water that sits in your irrigation pipes that could be exposed to bacteria or things like that. If you don't have one of these, that water could potentially work its way back into your main water supply and then be in your house. And, potentially you're ingesting that water. So that's one of the main reasons backflow preventers are really important. Plus, it's nice to have as just a shutoff valve. If I ever want to just shut down my irrigation system and not the water to my house, having a backflow valve is a great way to isolate the system. So there you go. A little irrigation 101.
Beautiful. You want to talk about like the projected plans, gutters, that kind of stuff?
Yeah. So this is like we're at phase one on this project, kind of coming in and getting the irrigation set. But he also has plans to be, hooking up the roof catchment as part of his other water strategy. Obviously, most plants really can't have a trouble surviving without irrigation, or just the idea of supplemental watering. Even native plants will need supplemental water most of the time to get going. So, incorporating this roof catchment. I don't remember do you remember what the roof catchment is on this, the square footage? Either way, every 1,000 square feet in a 1-inch rain event accumulates 632 gallons of water. So, and I believe this front's, I wanted to say 800 square feet or something like that. It's close to 1,000. So channeling that, bringing it to this lower fascia in the middle, and then we'll be adding a downspout and bringing extending that water out here to where these bigger trees can drink on it. So that's our phase two plan. But right now, getting those pipes in to get this automated, get the plants on the automation. Really, what they had going is having the trees being watered by the sprinklers, and then agaves and what do you call it? Oh my gosh, fire sticks, blanking on the name. Fire sticks, which are super drought tolerant. They can barely be watered. They can almost live off rain alone and be just fine. But now they can start adding some more lush plant life, like these yellow bells, to take them to the next level, man. So yeah, it's exciting.